let's take a look at what the trout are eating on the backcast. Fascinating look at what the trout are feeding on while we were recently on the lower Owens River. I was with Fred Rowe. He's with Sierra Bright Dot, and we went through and he did a stomach pump with a fish right there and took a look at what they're feeding on and talked through it. Check this out.
So I'm going to take the tube. Looks like a little turkey baster. It's my fish stomach pump. So I'm going to fill it full of water 3 or 4 times, clean any stuff that was left over from the last fish that I sampled, because I don't want the samples to be contaminated. And I found out that if I turn the fish upside down, they go pretty much dormant in my hand. Squeeze almost all the water out of the tube, gently open the mouth, slide the tube in gently until it stops, pull it out, and we got a bunch of stuff from this. At this point, I'm going to leave the tube and worry about the fish. So I used the stomach pump to get a sample from the fish's stomach. So I squeeze the tube 3 or 4 times in the water, clean it out so it's not a contaminated sample from the previous fish I'd caught. And then I filled it full, took care of releasing the fish, and now we're going to use this little lid from a yogurt container to figure out what I got in here. And what I see right off the bat is a bunch of mayfly nymphs, and that coincides with what's going on with the mayflies I'm starting to see hatch. Now I kind of got these around. It's pretty much all this guy has in is mayflies. This is telling me what I kind of knew beginning early February to middle of February is when we start to see the blue wings hatch. So these are mature blue wing nymphs that we're seeing in here. And so therefore, what it's telling me is here any day we're going to start seeing better and better dry fly action. But for right now, something like a pheasant tail or an olive quildagon is definitely what's working. And then the other thing we want to do, so what I'm doing now is what I think everybody needs to understand. Can I match the hatch? Well, for me, you don't have to know that this is a mayfly nymph. All I have to be able to do is take this size 16 olive quildagon, put it right next to the fly, and guess what? That looks like the best imitation I have in the box to imitate it. And it looks like I was wrong earlier. There is one midge pupa in this group of mayfly nymphs and one midge nymph. So midge pupa, midge nymph, pretty much everything else are either dark or olive colored mayfly nymphs. So I've released the fish, gotten rid of the insects, but I have a quick question. What does that fish tell me? Well, that stomach sample from this fish tells me what that fish was feeding in this specific spot. So it would take 2 or 3 more fish today to give me enough sample to have a good idea of what's going on. Well, I don't do that. I just sample once a day, 2 or 3 times a week, and I have a real good idea of what's going on. And from 2 or 3 weeks ago, we're not seeing as many caddis case, the little stick caddis in the fish. The mayfly nymph, which we call the blue wing olives, are definitely getting to the point where they're starting to hatch. In fact, there goes one right there. That's what the fish are feeding on, and they'll be fishing on the dries within a week or 2, real consistently.
Cool stuff and cool information from Fred Rowe. He really spends a lot of time going through and understanding the whole theory, strategy, and applying techniques to that theory and strategy when fly fishing in the area. He guides in the Eastern Sierra. He guides on the Owens River, all sections, as well as Lake Crowley and other streams in the Eastern Sierra. So let us know if you want to be put in touch with Fred. He can impart a lot of knowledge to you, and as well as being just a fun guy, and can put you on some great fish and great spots in that area. We'll put you in contact if you call us, and we'll see you next time right here on the Backcast.